The reason why New Year's resolutions don't work is because generally that thought in your mind that previous failure is indicative of future failure, that these things that we're passionate about and excited about and things we want to change in our lives are not worth doing. That is the enemy. We should be at the start of many of our New Year's resolutions, and honestly, that scares me a little. Hello there, my name is Celerity Dust, and this is 10-Minute Talks, where we talk for 10 minutes and post whatever is usable. Around 6 months ago, Healthy Gamer GG made a video about the difference between being a 25-year-old thinker and a doer, essentially, where the reason that a lot of people in their 20s, mid-20s, are in a sense of arrested development is because they are in a state of wanting to do things, thinking about how great it would be to do those things, and then not doing them. Essentially, Dr. K spoke to a kind of maladaptive daydreaming, where it's so much easier to think about how cool things might be, but the actual doing of them is so hard or so aversive that we don't end up moving toward that or actually turning that to a reality. So we're stuck here, looking at what reality could be, excited for it, and even dreaming and reveling in it, but not moving. And therefore we can't even imagine a life much greater or more interesting or derivative of our success because we haven't succeeded yet. I bought a sewing machine recently. I really enjoy it. I made a couple of small drawstring bags recently to put my tarot cards in. It's really nice. It's really nice to have that utility and to be able to make something with my hands and to sort of touch, feel, hold that thing. I bring up the sewing machine with regards to fantasy and New Year's resolutions because the thought of changing your life, moving it, doing something in it is so much more attractive than actually doing the work. My sewing machine keeps jamming. I had this big project to me, probably small to all of you, to resize a pair of jeans that I've gotten too small for. I wanted to size it down, I wanted to sort of cut it up and essentially make my own garment. But between the needle bending a little bit, between my flubs and such, the fear, the thought that nothing will come of this and that I should stop was so pervasive that I paused any tailoring for the day. And that is going to be your enemy for this new year. The reason why New Year's resolutions don't work is because generally that thought in your mind that it is not worth following through or doing, that previous failure is indicative of future failure, that these things that we're passionate about and excited about and things we want to change in our lives are not worth doing. That is the enemy. That is what we are fighting this entire year. And we fight it all of our lives and even past this year, but especially now. Especially when all of you are so excited after a December of gorging yourself on, I was going to say fruit and vegetables, but let's be honest, we're eating nothing but fatty meat and rice and bread and carbohydrates. We go a little silly and crazy and dumb in the end of the year because we have this cultural idea that in the new year we can make things better. And that's not wrong. That is not wrong in and of itself. I had a chatter in my streams recently say that they don't like New Year's resolutions because there's nothing special about the beginning of the year that you can make decent change that you couldn't do it anywhere else or anytime else. And I agree. I definitely agree. But now that you have this excess of ambition, of future sight, of wanting to do or make things, it is important to, while that flame is on, while that flame is available and active, to keep feeding it. And if you're not motivated by pleasure, by excitement, by accomplishing, by the idea of, oh, I can do this thing, I can try my best and I can get there, perhaps be regret motivated. Those thoughts that are telling you you can't do what you want to do, that you can't reach where you want to reach, they exist in a kind of comfort. They exist to reel you back to avoid disappointment. But the paradox of those ideas of what's the point? If we try, we'll be disappointed, so just don't try. The paradox of that thought is that in and of itself, you are already choosing to fail. We listen to don't try because then you don't regret, but that doesn't stop you from regretting at all. You look back on those moments you didn't do and think about how it wouldn't have come to anything anyway, but you still have this hope in your heart that you haven't killed off yet. This hope that was, I could have done something here. And that's why it hurts. That's why regret hurts. If your success isn't enough to motivate you to greatly move and change in your life, let regret and fear of regret be that thing. The thoughts that tell you, what's the point? Respond with, the point is that if I didn't try at all, is that I'm robbing myself the opportunity of it possibly working. What you can tell yourself is that if the issue is the margin of success is so low that I might not be happy with it at all, that I might not even come close to my success, remind yourself that as low as it can ever be, not trying at all makes it zero. And you are left with the same feeling of want that things could have been better. This is all just New Year's wishing, I guess. I suppose I should have led with Happy New Year or something exciting. But New Year's, I think, are scary. I think because we have artificially inflated the importance of a new year in our lives and changing things and it being the moment, I think it's more, we benefit more from cautionary than extreme hope. New Year's resolutions don't work because passion fades. Passion in anything you do will fade, and that is an unfortunate truth of things. If you are particularly young, you might not have felt despondent or dispassionate about something you loved before. But while passion may fade, love doesn't. Love is a effort. It is a labor. It is something that you plant and something you receive after you've planted it. Everything in your life is telling you that I will invest so hard, but then when it comes to actually sowing those seeds, setting yourself up for success, doing the magic of working every day towards some kind of goal for yourself, when the effort becomes harder than our passion, the passion won't be enough to sustain us. New Year's resolutions can be scary because they're a false start. Because we have no idea how it's going to go if when come February, come March, we've already made so many mistakes. It's why it's got to be a transformative, almost full life resolution. It's not, I will do this every day, but I will become the kind of person who does this every day. And leading with that identity first could be better than a resolution. Ding, 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 10 minutes.